Welcome to episode 188 of the Hurricane Mike Show, where today we'll be recapping, but not capping, about what went on in the divisional round. There's only 4 teams left, and 4 teams went bye-bye this past weekend. Over there, Atlanta's been in Cancun with us since week 1. Because why that?
Because the Atlanta Falcons suck.
Amen to that. And we got a lot of stuff to go over. I mean, we got another head coach that got booted. And even the college football championship ended, and the Saints out there doing something. So we got a few stuff to go over. But first, let's get to this game. As the Buffalo Bills, man, will they ever get it done? As they lose to the Denver Broncos 33-30 in overtime. Dad, what you have to say about this one?
I'd say, everybody's getting on my boy Josh Allen for not getting it done in the playoffs once again. But let me talk y'all off a ledge right now. This was a really good, not great, but a really good NFL playoff game. They took it to overtime, 2 heavyweights just duking it out, and the Broncos outlasted the Bills. And, they deserve to win. They at home. They played their butts off. And I think the Bills played their butts off. They made a couple mistakes. Josh Allen made a couple mistakes. But, this is not the end of the world. I mean, you need to get some better pieces around Josh Allen. Stop having him put on the cape and be Superman every freaking day. I mean, it goes to show they was able to run the ball. I mean, James Cook, had a great game running, 117 yards. But the wideouts, I mean, we need to upgrade. I say we, like I'm Buffalo. We need to upgrade the wideouts for Josh Allen next year and simplify the offense to, and you need a coach in there that'll calm them down a little bit. They'd be like, look, we need you to be like a point guard. You like basketball? We need you to be like a point guard. Just get it to the playmakers. The problem is they don't have a whole lot of playmakers on the outside. So you have Josh Allen trying to do this, the circus thing before the halftime and, turn the ball over right before half. And then he threw another, bad interception. So, yeah, get him some better players. I think he'll calm down and they'll be able to win these games when it matters the most.
Yeah, I understand, but that game was on Josh Allen. Like, I understand, the Bills' defense gave up 30, but if Josh Allen, if he doesn't stupidly try to lateral the football, you got some people saying, it was punched out. Nah, that dude went for a full baseball swing. If he doesn't do that, the Bills win this game. Because you basically spotted them 3 points. So, that game was on Josh Allen. I've defended him in the past, saying it wasn't his fault that the defense gave up points in 13 seconds. It wasn't Josh Allen's fault that they didn't get the ball to start overtime. It wasn't his, but you can't turn the ball over 4 times and expect to win the game. You just can't. So, I understand. Look, is the team great? No, but it doesn't matter if the team's great or not. If you're turning the ball over 4 times alone, then you're just not going to win that game. But anyways, and I also want to talk about Denver real quick because I know a lot of people are saying since Bo Nix is out for the rest of the season, a lot of people are saying, they're not going to the Super Bowl. Look, and this might spoil my prediction later in the week. I don't think Denver is eliminated because, hear me out. Yeah, is Jarrett Stidham the Denver Broncos starting quarterback? Yes. Is he good at football? Eh. You can do worse than him, but But however, Dad, you remember 2017? Do you remember 2017 with the Philadelphia Eagles?
With Nick Foles, huh?
Yeah, you remember that?
I remember that.
You remember everybody saying, "Oh, the Eagles are eliminated before the playoffs even begin." You remember that?
I don't remember what they were saying, but I remember, backup quarterback can't take you to the Super Bowl kind of stuff. Yeah, I know.
And you remember that they ended up winning that Super Bowl, right?
They did.
And also another point, head coach Sean Payton, right? Pretty good coach, right? But but a lot of people say he was carried by Drew Brees in New Orleans. Okay. In 2019, didn't Brees get hurt for 5 games? Like early on in the season, didn't he get hurt for 5 games?
Yeah.
What was the Saints' record without Brees that year?
It's pretty good.
Weren't they like undefeated in the 5 games Brees didn't play?
I think it was 5-0.
So you're telling me it is possible to win the game with your backup quarterback?
It is.
So why is everybody acting like the game's already decided?
That's going to be the thing. I mean, they're looking at Jarrett Stidham like he hasn't thrown a pass since 2023, and he's been Bo Nix's backup for almost 2 years now, and Sean Payton, like you just said, has experience designing game plans for the backup quarterback, and they're playing at home, right? They have the number 1 seed, right?
Yeah.
They're playing at home with a really good defense. So just to think they're going to hand this game off to the Patriots, not so fast. I mean, I'm not going to spoil my prediction either, but a lot to think about. There's no way a foregone conclusion that the Patriots are going to the Super Bowl.
Yeah, like I was watching a video where some guy was like, "Well, the winner of Texans Patriots is going to the Super Bowl." Like I understand, hee hee ha ha. But bro, we've seen backup quarterbacks win big games before. Do y'all not remember Nick Foles? Do y'all not remember when Drew Brees was a freaking backup? Do you not remember when Tom Brady was suspended and the Patriots had to start Jimmy Garoppolo? They had a pretty good start with Jimmy Garoppolo.
This could be the birth of the great Jarrett Stidham.
Exactly. Are the Patriots a better team? Like, don't get me wrong, the Broncos are a better team with Bo Nix. But Bo Nix has not even been great all year. So it doesn't really matter obviously it matters if you have your starting quarterback. But Bo Nix, I don't think, is the deciding factor for Denver. I think it's that defense. Now, I said the same thing about Houston's defense, and C.J. Stroud threw four of them things, but that we're gonna get to that later. But yeah, I just think the Broncos just chill on that. This is a playoff game where both teams got eliminated. Woo. Chill, just take a chill pill.
Sean Payton's going to have to do. When we're talking about designing a game plan for the backup quarterback, they're gonna have to do better than running the ball 10 times. I mean, if you take away the 12 runs by Bo Nix, they ran the ball 10 times. I mean, if you have Jarrett Stidham throwing the ball 46 times in this game, I think the Patriots are going to the Super Bowl.
Yeah, probably, but the Broncos, and also another thing. Interception or no interception? What do you think?
You talking about the Brandon Cooks?
I'm talking about the Brandon Cooks.
I think it's a definite interception. Because if you think about it this way, if the ball would have hit the ground after he rolled over or whatever, they would call him incomplete. So how the cornerback ended up with the ball? How did he not catch the ball? He caught the ball, obviously. So that's where I get on, and that's why I call it an interception.
Good evening, Jerry. How you doing, man? But yeah. like I see both sides of the coin. I don't think it's as like the Bills just shot themselves in the foot too many times. Like you're not gonna win the game turning the ball over 5 times. You're not gonna win the game two deep PI calls. Now I ain't gonna lie. Second PI call, I think was kind of BS. But other than that, it shouldn't come down to that. James Cook can't be fumbling the ball. Like, and the main thing, Josh Allen. We'll see. Anyways, let's move on. We've talked about that game for like almost 10 minutes now. Let's go to the Seahawks and their domination of the 49ers, 41-6. Now, did you see Rashid Shaheed take that kickoff? Boy,
I did, and the only thing I thought about was why did we give away Rashid Shaheed? I mean, I get the money part, but like I don't think we'll be able to sign him, and we in salary cap hell and all that. I mean, the dude is fast, and you know the first few times he touched the ball as the New Orleans Saints, what he did, score a touchdown. I mean, the guy can make plays. He's born to make plays. Now he's making plays in Seattle.
Yeah, but as soon as he took that kickoff to the house, I was like, yep, this is how this game's going to go today. And that is exactly how the game went. But anyways, how do you feel about the rest of this game?
I mean, just like you said, it was pretty much domination. What is going on my phone? Hold on. Yeah, pretty much domination. Seattle did anything they wanted on offense, really. Scoring a 40 burger just like that. Sam Darnold. I mean, did you think we'd ever live in a world where Sam Darnold has a chance to go to a Super Bowl before Lamar Jackson, before Josh Allen? Did you ever think that we would live in that world?
When he was with the Jets, no. I ain't gonna lie. When he was in Carolina, he started his tenure in Carolina like he was going to be pretty good. And then he flamed out. And then he went to the 49ers to be a backup quarterback where he didn't do much. And then he went to Minnesota and he's like, you know what, I'm going to be an MVP now. So it was like, okay.
Well, and they didn't put too much on Sam Darnold in this game. I mean, they rushed the ball 33 times and passed it only 17 times. I mean, that's that type of balance where you look at the box score and you just see those numbers and say, okay, that team won the game. And, you know, but they might be without Zach Charbonnet. Is that how you say his name?
Zach Charbonnet.
They might be without him for the rest of the way. Is that true?
Yeah. In fact, he's already officially out the rest of the playoffs.
Yeah, that'll hurt. But you also had
I mean, they got Kenneth Walker. They'll be fine.
That rushed for over 100 yards. So you're pretty good on the running back front.
Yeah, they'll be fine. I mean, obviously Charbonnet is a good piece to have, but they'll be fine. It's not like their number one running back is 4 decent running backs. Looking at you, Saints. Anyways, but yeah, the Seahawks, man. Woo! This team is winning the Super Bowl. Like, I don't even think that's spoiling my prediction. I think that's a foregone conclusion. It's like, I mean, obviously, you know, we've seen great teams look like they're going to win the Super Bowl and not win. But as I mean, nobody can even compete with Seattle. I mean, the 49ers, this is the same team that just beat the reigning defending Super Bowl champions a week ago. And the Seahawks crushed them by 35 points. It's like, man, Brock Purdy, more like Brock Purdy, Sock Dirty, Buffoonery. Like, bruh, this dude, he getting paid how much? I was like, man, 49. I mean, I understand injuries or not, y'all were never beating Seattle. Y'all could have your entire team healthy and in their prime, and y'all still probably ain't going to beat Seattle. So, Seattle wins, and they're going to the NFC title game.
Yes, sir.
Man, Rashid Shaheed, Rashid Shaheed, if you can eliminate the Rams, please do, Rashid Shaheed. If you eliminate the Rams, you will always be a Saint, even in a different jersey. Yeah. But anyways, Seahawks, boy, rest in peace to the 49ers, am I right? Now we got to talk about this. Patriots, 28-16 over the Texans. How do you feel about it?
My boy. Whoa. By saying my boy, I don't mean my boy. CJ Stroud. I kind of feel sorry for CJ Stroud. I mean, this game looks too big for him, at this time of the year. I mean, he's just coming off a game where he put the ball on the ground 5 times. And now he's going to throw 4 interceptions, and he just didn't look like he was very confident. I mean, so I don't know. And they didn't help him out, running the ball. They ran for less than 50 yards. So they really didn't help him out. They put the whole game on C.J. Stroud's shoulders. He made a couple nice throws, but for the most part, he threw 4 picks. He turned the ball over way too much. I mean, you're never going to win, turning the ball over, especially against a team that's been battling for the number 1 seed all year long. I think they're the number 2 seed, but the Patriots, yeah, they put a whooping on them. C.J. Stroud, not good at football right now. So.
It's not just that he threw 4 interceptions. Throwing 4 interceptions is bad. It's the fact that he threw them in one half of football.
Mm-hmm.
What were you doing? You see, we have this thing called a football game. Then we have this thing called football practice. What were you doing in practice to lead you up to throwing 4 interceptions in one half of football? What, were y'all having picnics at practice or something? Did y'all go ghost hunting? Because you definitely saw a lot of ghosts on the field. You know what I think it is? He got so cocky after his rookie season. He went on all these platforms of all these NFL players, and there was one video where he called himself a top 5 quarterback after his rookie season, and he ain't never been the same way again. I gave him the benefit of the doubt last season. I was like, okay, it wasn't the best year, but, probably just a sophomore slump. Let's see what he does year 3. No, he might actually just not be good at football no more. Remember when we were all laughing at Carolina for taking Bryce over CJ? Maybe the conversation. Well, I'm not saying Bryce Young was like a great or even a good quarterback, to be honest with you, but it's like, I don't know, the conversation's still wide open for that. I mean, CJ, the fact that you have played now in 6 playoff games? I think you played 2 playoff games in each of your first 3 years. And you're 3-3. The fact that you've won a playoff game every single year of your career confuses the living jeepers out of me. But you know what? It's whatever. Texans with the stinker. But let's talk about how good the Patriots are. Why not? Drake May. Man, that dude. He didn't even have a great game either.
No.
This is just a battle of stinkers. Great defense, but also some stinkers.
I think between the 2 teams, they turned the ball over 8 times.
What the fudge? What were y'all doing, man? This is the playoffs. This ain't week 3. This is the playoffs we talking about. Playoffs.
Most of the time, we're gonna score a lot of points, or we're going to go for a lot of 4th downs. Or, we're going to do a lot of things other than punt the ball because that's bad. We don't punt. So, instead of scoring a lot of points, instead of kicking a lot of field goals, instead of going for a lot of 4th downs, we're not going to punt because we're going to turn the ball over every time. We're just going to throw it up for grabs. And, as long as we don't punt, because we hate to punt,
Like, there were so many turnovers in the game, I thought it was a freaking bake sale I was watching. It's like, what are y'all, like, CJ? Are you good? Like, you owe the Texans defense an apology letter in blood. And some money.
Give some of that money back.
The fact is that this dude is on his rookie contract, and honestly, that might be too expensive for CJ.
You know, I think they should make a thing. They'll never do this, but make a thing where some of their money is tied into winning and losing.
That's what I said.
You want to see somebody, really care, really put it all on the line? Do that.
That's what I said. Like, if Roger Goodell really wants to put the best football on the field, then why do you just give guys millions of dollars and then they're like, okay, I mean, even if I throw 17 interceptions, I'm still getting paid $50 million. So, I mean, what does it matter? But, oh, shoot, if I throw another pick, I'm about to lose $7 million. Oh, no. Like, bro, come on, man. Like, I think I've been saying that should be a rule. Like, you can still pay them, but most of that guaranteed money has to be tied up in winning. Or, like, have, like, a winning clause. Or if you win a game, you get this amount of money or something like that. Like, I'm not saying don't pay the players, but I'm saying, like, you can't, like, don't pay them all that money. Like, just give them, like, some of it, and then the other money is, like, incentive-based. But instead of just, like, stat incentives, winning counts as incentives now. But no, we're going to have these guys throw the ball like they're blindfolded. But, last one, which was probably I don't know. I think the Bills game was pretty good. But anyways, this game, we got the Los Angeles Rams going to Chicago and beating the Bears on a last-second field goal in overtime, which I guess technically is last second. But you know what? 20-17 in overtime. How do you feel about this?
This was most people would think, this was a bad game. Not a lot of points scored. A lot of just mediocre football being played. But I love a defensive game played in the snow. I just love it. Something about that. It reminds me of the old time, just old snow games. Come on, bring that back, Roger Goodell. Bring back some old snow games. Anyway, I digress. So, the Rams, they moving on. It was a tough fought game. They're moving on. The fairy tale that is Caleb Williams and the Bears come to an end. So, I mean, the Rams are the better team, in my opinion. And, just like we thought a few weeks ago that the Rams and the Seahawks was the better teams in the NFC, well, that comes to fruition, and they're going to meet in the NFC Championship game.
Yep. Man. Cardiac Bears, I tell you. Man, Bears fans. They thought they were going to win that game, too. That's the funny thing. It's like, do you remember 4th and 4, I think it was? It was either that or 4th and 5, one of them. At the end of regulation, it was 17-10. Caleb Williams runs backwards almost 30 yards and chucks that thing to a wide open Cole Kmet. How do you get that open? Like when people say the NFL is scripted, that's why, because ain't nobody supposed to be that open. Like, I don't even know if you can script that for real. Man, but that will go down as a great play and a loss because, man, couldn't get it done in overtime. Man, honestly, both quarterbacks could have threw 5 interceptions, not combined. They both go through 5 interceptions together. The amount of dropped interceptions, I don't know if it's because of the snow. I don't know if it's because they just don't know how to catch the ball. I don't know what it is. But, brother, man, I thought both quarterbacks were trying to throw the ball to the other team. But Caleb Williams, his last throw of the season ended up being an interception, which basically ended the game. I mean, it didn't really end it, but the Rams got solid field position. But then they ended up winning on a game-winning field goal. Harrison Mevis, the thicker kicker, that's what people be calling him now. And yeah, Rams will be going to Seattle for round 3. Man, the Seahawks, if they beat the Rams, the Seahawks would be on top of the world because not only would they be going to the Super Bowl, but they would have beaten 2 NFC West rivals on their way to the Super Bowl. So if Seattle beats the Rams, they'll just be on top of the world at that point. Like, just, collecting NFC West victories like they're Infinity Stones, and then they just snap their fingers and make the NFC West disappear. Well, if you're a Cardinals fan, how would you feel, man, watching all 3 of your teams, all 3 of your division rival teams, not only make the playoffs, but each of them at least got a single playoff win? And Seahawks Rams, one of them is going to the Super Bowl, and one of them is probably going to win the Super Bowl. So, it's like, brother, we'll see. We'll see what happens, but yeah. But there's also a couple other things, I want to get to. How do you feel about Indiana beating Miami in a classic of a national championship?
There's only one thing to say about this game here. There's only one thing that's even interesting about this game here. And that is the number 1 pick in next year's draft will be Fernando Mendoza. I mean, look, truth be told, I was going for Miami. I wanted one of the Blue Bloods to win the national championship. So I was rooting against Fernando Mendoza. But what this kid dealt with in that game, you had, a team from Miami that's known, for getting after quarterbacks. I mean, they tried to punk this dude. I mean, they got after him, gave him some shots. Some may have been illegal shots. But did this kid complain to the referees? Did this kid look like LeBron James just got shot in the head or whatever? No. This dude wipes the blood off his mouth and, give it to me, coach. 4th and 4 inside the 10-yard line, give it to me. Touchdown. I mean, I was very impressed with what I saw from Fernando Mendoza. And they tried to punk him, and he told them that I might be a little goofy white dude that smiles and cries all the time. You know what? I can man up when it's time to man up. And he manned up yesterday, and I was impressed.
Yeah, did what's his name? Did Mendoza win the MVP of the game?
I don't know. I don't even think I stuck around for the trophy presentation. I went right to bed. So I don't
yeah, I don't think I did either. I mean,
he had to.
Did they give him? I mean, I don't know. Bro, they gave Andre Iguodala the Finals MVP. I mean, the world in sports is crazy. But yeah, I remember that game, and I was actually rooting for I was kind of rooting for both teams. Because on one hand, Indiana would have been the quickest turnaround in college football history. They go I think Indiana has the record for least amount of playoff, or no, not playoff. I think they had the worst record inside the entire FBS. So it's them winning a championship would have been fun. But also Miami, a lot of people, mainly Notre Dame fans, but a lot of people were saying Miami shouldn't have been in, and then they go ahead and win the championship. That's why I was rooting for Miami, just to piss off Notre Dame fans, because they were all like, man, we should have been in over Miami. But Miami would have been the national champion, so it would have been funny hearing them be like, but, I mean, Indiana won, which I wasn't mad at. I definitely think the committee did the right decision. Obviously, if anybody is still debating that Notre Dame should have been in over Miami, I want you to go kick a bag of rocks straight to hell and back. Notre Dame. Come on, man. Y'all would have got smoked by A&M. And even if y'all somehow beat them, y'all damn sure would have got smoked by Ohio State. You win some, you lose some, and you were not beaten. I don't care you made the national championship a year ago. A year ago is not this year. And this year, dang sure ain't last year. So I don't care. If we want to say that, well, I guess the Jets are a Super Bowl contender, right? Because they won the 3rd Super Bowl ever. So we're going back then. I guess Jets are Super Bowl contenders still, right? Because they won Super Bowl 3, right? No, that's not how it works. Leave the past in the past, and we'll leave the present in the present. So don't give me this, oh, Notre Dame, man, we should have been in. No, y'all shouldn't have. Miami earned their spot. If you want to make the playoffs so bad, beat them. But anyways, I just had to get that off my chest because I was still hearing Notre Dame fans crying. It's like, man, shut up. Just shut up. Just shut up. Whatever though. But yeah, I mean, shout out to Indiana. They're definitely like the most like they're. If you want to talk about like Cinderella, they're probably the best like Cinderella story in the last few years because like. I mean, Indiana, ain't nobody before the season even thought of them. Like, some people thought that they might make the playoffs, but nobody thought they were going to do that. Like, not lose a single game. Not, like, winning the Big Ten. Like, winning the national championship. Like, smoking Bama by 35 freaking points. Like, nobody thought Indiana was going to do any of that. Especially with Fernando Mendoza, who just got there.
Does the Raiders have a head coach yet?
What?
Does the Raiders have a head coach yet?
Huh?
Does the
Raiders no
have a head coach
not yet?
Well, if
no.
Signetti was 10 years younger, they can hire him and draft Mendoza. What do you think about that?
That would be nice, but Kurt Signetti already said he's not an NFL guy. So
I know he's kind of old too. He's in the 60s. I stay where he's at.
So yeah, so Mendoza did win the MVP of the thing, but okay, so good for him. But yeah, and also, how do you feel about the Saints re-signing Julian Blackmon?
I haven't seen your boy play yet, so I don't know how good he is. Did he play one game?
I mean, he played like one game.
Okay. Well,
you saw him hit the field in week 1.
Bring him back. Bring him back to the fold. Let's see what he does in preseason.
Yeah. Yeah. Anyways. But also, if you were Buffalo, would you bring back Brian Daboll?
I think so, because if you remember, Josh Allen was really having a tough time when he first started. He was all over the place. And they brought in Daboll, and that's when Josh Allen started to settle down and to come into his own as one of the best quarterbacks in the league. So if he can come back and pick up where he left off there, maybe that might be a good fit in Buffalo there.
Yeah. Yeah, I was hearing some rumors about that. But yeah, anyways, I think that's it. Do you have anything else?
No, we good.
All right, shout out to Jerry for popping in. Dad, where can they find you?
On Mike's Up YouTube channel and on Hurricane Mike Show every week.
Yep. Yep. And don't forget, man. Don't forget. Conference Championship Sunday. We only got 3 more games left of the NFL season. And the Pro Bowl. But anyways, don't forget to like, subscribe, share, turn the bell on so you don't miss another upload. You can also find me at Hurricane Mike, Kyle Phelps, and Keeping It Real Who Dat Sports Podcast. And Dad, we're going to leave them as always with a Who Dat. And don't be a what?
Don't be a Falcons fan where they always play flag football. Always.
Yep. Always.